is round 2 of the Mortal Kombat tournament that was held up in Seattle, Washington. It was a tournament that used custom avatars based around the Mortal Kombat franchise. Top of the screen is a local Mike playing the Johnny Cage avatar, which has sort of a Lord of Lies ability to it. You can tap to make two target units at an adjacent location fight each other. And the bottom of the screen is Chris playing Kano. Kano can tap to essentially get a free grapple shot with a base power, with the avatar with a base power of 3 already. All of the avatar cards also had a flip ability called Fatality. So you could tap to take a step and strike. I think the design theme around the avatars were in keeping with the Mortal Kombat theme. They were designed to be very combat focused, and they attempted to balance it a little bit in design, but for the most part, it is flavor forward. And this is a great example of like a really fun custom event that the Sorcery community put on, and it wasn't necessarily meant to be like super balanced and competitive. It was just everybody was just there to have a good time. I don't think these avatars will see a ton of use outside of this one event. So it was really just special to get to experience that and have fun with some other players passionate about the game. Mike getting an early Stygian archers out with the Den of Evil ramp there. Chris getting a River of Blood on his turn 2, choosing not to meet Mike in the center of the grid, and instead playing sideways. He likely felt like he had a little bit more time to get set up if Mike chooses to kind of extend forward. It's still going to take the archers a turn or two just to get to him, and at that point Chris would have the option, I guess, to activate Kano's ability to grapple forward, and it is going to get again, Kano has a base power of 3, currently carrying a lance, and the ability, I believe, is a strike. Yeah, Mike choosing to move forward with the lighthouse and then just continue his march forward here with the archers. Playing Serpelius submerged under the lighthouse. I think at that point there probably wasn't a ton of strategic advantage to leaving the archers on the Den of Evil site. I guess it probably made the most sense to move it forward and threaten, just because if Chris wanted to activate the Kano ability, it would limit how far back into Mike's territory he could go. Chris choosing instead to tap for a site to continue to build his mana base here up to 3, playing a minor explosion to take care of the archers, and then passing turn back. I believe I mentioned this in the previous video, but this event, this Mortal Kombat themed event, was hosted by the Old School Magic community up in Seattle, the group Emerald City Trolls, and it was kind of organized and put on by one of their members, Sean. So thank you very much for kind of coming up with the idea and hosting it. And it was a ton of fun to be able to attend and see. They also got a local artist to do all of the avatar arts for the custom set just for this event. And I don't believe that they were physical media, but they were kind of digitally painted by a human. And I think like especially like printed in card form at scale, they were very, very striking and interesting here. Chris continuing to build sideways on his board here, getting out Ring of Morgan on Kano, and then kind of just cleaning up the board. He got a removal on Serpelius. Mike, it looks like he's thinking about his options here. He's got an Order of the Sacred Oak. I don't know if Chris necessarily has a ton of land destruction in his deck or not, but at the very least it's going to be a 3-power with a ward. And he could potentially get a little bit more value out of that. The ring makes it a little bit problematic just because Chris can, unless he has a way to remove the ring here, Chris can just play a spell and then use the ring to ping off a ward if he is nearby the order. Otherwise, I think the order would be a little bit stronger when it hit the board here. Just by having that ward, it makes it a little more difficult for Kano to deal with it. If it wanted to cannonball itself forward and grapple to it, the ward would remove that first strike. And it is a tap ability for Kano. So unlike playing a grapple shot from hand, Kano would not have the option to then also attack once it has arrived and resolved its strike at its final destination. So it looks like Mike is going to play the order. He's choosing to play it up and over to the right of the screen there. It does come in with a ward on it. I think he's putting it there to give him more options, and also to get it out of the way of Kano, just to deny Chris the ability to grapple to that piece if he wanted to. Instead, he's using the Kano ability to grapple directly to Johnny Cage, the Avatar, and that's going to be a strike for 4, since it was carrying the lance. He's going to play the Ifrit. The Ifrit is going to ping Johnny Cage for a point of damage here, and he should heal 1 as well. So the Ifrit, 4 power, pretty conservatively placed, all the way back in the corner there. But I think he wanted it as to be able to respond to anywhere that the Sacred Oak could reasonably get to, and also maybe leave it out of attack lines or casting lines to make it more difficult to deal with. Mike, he's currently sitting at 4 mana here. He's got some good options in his hand. He has a Highland Princess. He has a grapple shot. It looks like I think he just drew into that vampire, the Renatus Trueblood. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the mana to play Trueblood, which would probably be a decent play to get that thing on the board and see if Chris had an answer for it or not. And if Chris wasn't able to respond to it, it might help him stabilize just with the life healing. Oh, he does have a site to play though. I didn't see that in his hand. So River Rapids gets the 5 mana. He is playing Renatus Trueblood onto the River Rapid, and He's contemplating the rest of his moves. I don't think he really has any good options open here at this point. He could he could have attempted to attack in, but there was no way. There was no way to kind of get the final points of damage onto the Ifrit, even if Chris decided to block with it. And Renatus Trueblood hanging out nearby Kano with the ring, which could be a problem for Mike if Chris can get into a situation where he can get the final points of damage on it with the ring. It looks like it doesn't matter though. He's gonna like move with Kano. He's gonna cast Fire Breathing, and that will do the 4, as well as ping Chris again with the ring. He's doing 4 damage there. It also pings off the ward from the order. And the Ifrit now free to attack in and remove the order. He did take 2 points of damage at the beginning of his turn, which is the price you pay to get the Ifrit out. A 4-power flying, 4-power airborne minion. And Chris in a pretty good position here at the moment. He has pretty good board presence. Kano is pretty scary, especially once you have arrived at a comfortable mana base, to the point where you can just start using his ability. It becomes like a free 3 points of damage per turn minimum, and then kind of best case scenario, you're using it to just remove anything that Mike is able to put down. Mike playing an answer to help him try to stabilize the game here, though. Hyper Parasite is going to carry and disable the Ifrit. And then 2 cards in hand, it looks like the Grapple Shot and Highland Princess. Johnny Cage still not tapped. It looks like he was maybe thinking about moving forward there, deciding against it. You could tap to. He could just tap to draw a sight. I don't know how critical that is for his deck, though. He's already setting up 5 mana. Yeah, he's deciding he doesn't have. There's no reason for him to reposition, so he's going to just tap to draw a sight, just to have that option available on future turns here. Passing back to Chris. I also think I mentioned this in the first video of this series, but this was a casual. This was a casual thematic event. People could construct. They could build decks with the avatars in mind, but I think for the most part, a lot of people just kind of took an existing deck that they already had and swapped out the avatars to make it a little more fun and interesting. So not a ton of min-maxing based on the custom avatars. More just like people had a deck that worked reasonably well on its own, and then just slot one in here. Chris choosing to stay where he's at, attacking the site, Den of Evil, for 3 points in, firing off firebolts for another 3 points. There should be a ping with the ring there. and I think that was all he wanted to do on that turn. Passing back to Mike, getting Mike past the halfway point, closing in on door here. And it is super dangerous with these custom avatars in this format, just because they're all combat oriented. Like once you go to door, the kill shots become a lot easier. You have to rely less on fishing a kill spell out of a collection from a toolbox or having an actual kill spell in your hand. A lot of the avatar abilities just give you that utility to act as the final strike on kill. And then at a base level, all of the avatars have that flip ability, the fatality ability, to allow them to not just strike for free, but take a step and then strike for free. So it's like a mobility plus a kill spell condition rolled into one there that is just base for all of the custom avatars. Chris, he's got that Highland Princess in his hand here. I think he's thinking about, yeah, he's playing it out. And he's gonna fish for an artifact here. There's only like a couple things it could be. It could be a core. It could be a ring. It could be a Torse Hammer trinket. I think those are the three most common one cost artifacts that you're probably looking for. So there's the Torse Hammer, and I think that. I don't know if he has a ring in his hand or not, but I think maybe the thought is that Torse Hammer is going to be more useful to help him break like minion power parity with whatever Chris is able to get on the board and stick. So yeah, two mana spent for the Highland Princess, fishing out that Torse Hammer. He could still play the Torse Hammer this turn if he wants. The Hyper Parasite is carrying the Ifrit, and as a result of that ability while carried, the Ifrit is disabled. And here is the trick that you can do with Hyper Parasite. Because the carried minion is disabled, you can also choose to activate the basic ability to tap and attack the minion, even though it's still being held by the parasite. That's still illegal. That's still a legal attack target. So he's attacking it. It is disabled. He's going to deal 4 points of damage to it. It can't strike back because it's disabled. So he effectively just removes it. And then he's playing a Pied Piper, Hamlin, probably just to get a body onto the board here. And I think he made a remark about it being a little dangerous, stacking all of his minions, putting all of his eggs in one basket on a single site here. He knows that like Chris has some AoE spells in there. We've already seen a fire breathing. We've seen a minor explosion. That does put you in danger of getting 2-for-1, 3-for-1s if your opponent has the ability to do that. But he didn't really have a better place to play the Pied Piper that was kind of out of the threat range of Kano. Kano with a ring. Chris just continuing to attack in here. I think that was 3 points. 3 points in on the attack, plus another point on the ping with the ring from playing. Was that Key to the City? It was Key to the City. And I don't think he necessarily needed. I don't think he needs the ability right now or needs the mana. But it is. I mean, it never hurts to have more mana in your mana pool. But it is a free ping just from playing it, and it puts Chris in the danger zone for being put on door here when he passes turn back. He is likely just going to go to door when he passes turn back to Chris here. He's attacking in. I think that's what we saw. Yeah, he's attacking in with the Pied Piper, with the Highland Princess, and he's leaving the Hyper Parasite free. I'm not entirely sure what he wants to do with that or not yet. He might want to leave it untapped just so he can position to have it be a blocker. If that becomes relevant. I think it is. I think it matters a little bit less just because Kano's ability is, shoot a projectile then strike when it arrives. But so what I think. Okay, so what he is trying to do is position it as a screener. Or not as a screener, but okay. Some big plays from Mike there. Moving the Parasite, pushing it with River Rapids to get it into position here, +1 by playing the Torse Hammer Trinket onto it, bringing its power to 5. Grapple shotting it into Kano for 5 points of damage, and then tapping Johnny Cage to use his ability to force Kano and the Hyper Parasite to fight each other. So bringing Chris to 1 here. A great turn for Mike. And honestly, like, I think if he's still in a very good position here, but it would have been even better if he could have squeezed one more point out of the last turn and brought Chris to door first, because that puts him in a real dangerous position. Chris with the Flaming Skull on the back row there. Just another piece he can use to kind of try to maneuver that final killing blow onto Johnny Cage. He does have to be careful here. It does put Chris is in a little more difficult position, just by virtue of or I was saying, like, Mike is in a more difficult position just from being brought to door first here. Mike, he's asking for clarification on whether or not the whirling blades would hit and kill the Flaming Skull if he played it, and the answer was yes. So he's gonna go ahead and do that. Johnny Cage, again, the base power on that avatar is 2. All the avatars in Mortal Kombat were tuned to be combat avatars. So he's using that to not only remove the Flaming Skull, but also to get some distance, and then kind of take a step and move away. Rearranging his minions here to kind of threaten Chris and give him some screening. So I think, unfortunately, the game's going to go to Chris here, just because he's still carrying the ring. He can take a step, move into position. He's going to cast the Saracen Raiders, and that'll do the final ping to Johnny Cage on door there. Very close game at the end there. Chris managing to kind of turn the tides at the very end there, and I think there's a very real chance that he would have been able to win that game if he had been able to just come squeeze out one more point of damage on that pivotal turn. Like I said, just like a really fun event to be a part of. Just really great kind of friendship and community and creativity from our play groups here. This was a real special event to be a part of. It's a real special event to kind of rewatch being played. There are 2 more games in this series that we'll get to, and maybe I think we'll see a couple more of the custom avatars. I'll go ahead and also link the Emerald City Trolls page with the custom avatars on it for those curious to see what they all do. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will move on to the next game.